Listen, your confidence on live video is going to skyrocket when you have a process for planning and scripting your videos before you ever hit that go live button. Here's the thing, building confidence on video is not just about being positive or winging it. It is about clarity of message. And that means that you know exactly who you're talking to, exactly what you want them to say, and exactly how the live fits into your bigger business model. And without that clarity, so many people end up floundering and creating content that doesn't fit them or feels awkward or uncomfortable, and they don't feel confident. It's exactly why I created my highly converting live video script template that has specific dedicated steps that before you go live, you can fill out and know exactly what it is you want to accomplish with your live video. So in this video right now, I want to give you a sneak peek at what the script looks like, but more importantly, I also want to focus on what you can accomplish when you have this script as well. So I'm going to share my screen. This is a sneak peek of the script. As you can say, it's super simple. It's in a Google Doc. This is the script I give to my Video Skills Lab students. They fill the script out every single week, and they are essentially submitting this and they can get this reviewed. But this is how it's making their life easy. So any live video that you do is going to have these components. We're going to do the Spark Notes, the very quick version of this. So at first, on this script, we've got the hook. This is where you're hooking your audience with questions, a story, a statement, anything that's going to grab their attention in the first 5 to 10 seconds and give them a little preview about what's to come. After that, you're going to have the crazy not to stay promise right here. This is where you're sharing exactly what they're going to learn if they stick around until the end of the video. Right? So many people fall off and don't finish videos because they're really unclear what it's about or what the purpose of this is. So this is one of the big pieces to retention. After that, you're going to have the authority builder. This is very quickly about you, 1 to 2 sentences. It could be your I help statement, your value prop statement, just basically telling a little bit about what you do, who you help. After that, you can have your call to action. Right? So where do you want to lead people off of social media? Is it some sort of freebie? Is it to buy a product? Is it to sign up for an event? Is it to take action on something specific that you've got going on? What is the next step after they watch this video? After that, we've got an engaging question. This is where you can ask your viewers to comment #live or #replay, or you can ask them a dedicated specific question that gives you more info about your audience and also get some conversation and community started in the comment section of the video. So these first, I think this first 5 pieces to this is the first like 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes of your video. It's quick. You're on it. It's just introducing this entire thing. And then the next part is the anchor. So for example, let's say you are going to teach in this video, your crazy not to say promise is the best 3 strength exercises you can do from home if you're wanting to build muscle in 2023. Let's say that's the title of your video. I'm making this up right now on the spot. So these anchors are basically where you're just going to deliver on those things. So anchor 1 would be point 1, anchor 2 would be point 2, and so on, anchor 3.3. And you just want to make sure in every anchor, you're making your big bold point, right? You're sharing either social proof or a story or how you learned what you did, and then explaining why the heck this matters to your audience. You do this for each point. And then you finish off with the call to action. Like I said, this is a super abbreviated version of this script, right? But when you have this script and flow, it makes your life so much easier. And right now, I just want to real quick talk about really the big 3 things that end up happening when you don't have this process that you are following. So number 1, you end up reinventing the wheel every single week, right? You can see when my students sit down to write their scripts, they're literally like, all right, what's my hook? What's my crazy not to say promise? What's my call to action? They go step by step, boom, 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 right? There's no reinventing. You're not pondering how you're going to create this. You're just thinking about the content itself, right? And the goal I always have for my students with live video and video is that you want to just be able to do very minimal prep and just hit that go live button or hit that record button, because you just have this formula down. So no matter where I am, I like to just like take a few moments to get an idea of what I want to talk about. And then even if I've done very little prep, I can just go through this checklist of items because I've got this formula just so deeply embedded into my mind that there's not a lot of prep that has to happen, right? It's just kind of plug and play. So that's the first thing. When you do not have this process, you end up reinventing the wheel every single week. The second thing that happens when you don't have this process, is you waste time just staring at a blank. Many of my students are literally busting out their scripts in 20 minutes or less. And here's the thing with this, you are not writing long paragraphs in each of these sections. You're just bulleting out what your main points are there. And if you're going through this process, when you start, it might not take 20 minutes. A lot of times when people start, it takes like 40 minutes or 50 minutes. But if you're consistently doing this and mastering it, eventually you're going to get it down to that 20-minute mark where you just prep for 20 minutes, you jot everything down, and then you show up and you deliver something really high quality because you have this process in place. Lastly, when you don't have this process, so many of my students have worried that they just aren't showing up to deliver value during the actual video. So for example, they might worry that they're giving too much information, where you might be someone, or they might be someone who's kind of just like word vomiting all over the audience, where they're giving, and it comes from this place of wanting to deliver value, but it just ends up overwhelming. Or maybe it could be that you're not giving enough, like you're giving too little, and you're sort of underwhelming the audience, and you're feeling like, who really wants to tune into this? Like, this is not super valuable. Or it could be that your messaging is kind of scattered or unfocused. So when you have this process that you're following, like it's really helpful in making sure you're not going too far, giving too much, not giving too little, and you're also staying kind of focused with your messaging throughout the entire thing too. And here's the thing, getting to that point, even with the script, is a skill set. So as I said at the beginning, my students in the Video Skills Lab, which is a $9 a month membership where I literally help you build your entire profitable live video strategy with live Zoom coaching calls. We do weekly Q&As, and we have an entire amazing supportive community and library of content. It's absolutely awesome. My students in the Video Skills Lab literally every single week submit these scripts, and every week on Mondays, I do a review of these scripts and audit them and look at the hooks and the calls to action and the language and the examples, and we make tweaks. And every single week, my students who are submitting them consistently and showing up and making changes are the ones who are, again, every single week making progress, growing their audience, making sales. And it's really a cool process to watch because, you know, you have so many things to do as an entrepreneur, and video can seem very overwhelming. But when you take the process piece out of it and we give you the how, it's just a matter of focusing on the actual content, the what, which I think is really empowering because that's what you're there to do. So if this video was helpful, let me know in the comments. Comment below. Let me know what your takeaway was for this. But otherwise, if you'd like my help personally in the Video Skills Lab, feel free to join. $9 a month. It's cancel anytime.